Tom Tancredo of Colorado. Congressman, thank you for joining us. You know, I'm looking at the new NBC poll, and it looks to me like it's winning your argument for you. Here's the question NBC and the Wall Street Journal put to the American people in a brand new poll. As you may know, President Bush has proposed to allow foreigners who have jobs but are staying illegally in the United States to apply for legal temporary worker status. Do you strongly favor, somewhat oppose, or strongly oppose? 51% oppose. Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't. And if it were worded even a little more correctly, it would the numbers would go sky high. If it said the President of the United States, along with, of course, Ted Kennedy, are proposing an amnesty for the people who are living here illegally, you'd see what happened to the numbers, because that's what's really happening.
What's that mean? Give us the definitions, the word amnesty. How's that different than letting them stay here as temporary workers?
It's very simple. If you're in this country illegally, and if we tell you you can stay, even though the law says you can't, that's amnesty. Pretty simple.
Well, what about the fact that people who were supportive of this program, like McCain, who's going to be one of your debaters Thursday night, they say that it makes the people learn English, it makes them pay a fine, it makes them go through some of these obstacles, and it makes them get in line behind people who are waiting in line, say, from Europe to get here?
Hello, everybody has to get in line. If you want to come here into this country and you want to come legally, you go to the back of the line. That is not a penalty. If you want to become a citizen, you're supposed to learn English. That is not a penalty. Nothing, I mean, frankly, we know, everybody knows, that what they're trying desperately to do is to figure out a way to say, you can stay here, but they don't want to use the word amnesty. It's getting harder and harder for them, Chris, because they're trying their best to finesse this and wordsmith it. But you know what? It comes down to amnesty, and they're going to have to address it, at least if I have anything to do with it.
Let's talk about the future. Tomorrow night, when they put the NBC cameras or someone else's cameras on the southern border, the Mexican border, and you see people racing through those fields with the bush and everything, and they catch them in the dark, and they're racing to get away from whoever. Is there any way to stop that?
Yeah.
How do you stop that? Yeah. Tomorrow night's illegal immigration, not last 20 years, but tomorrow night. How do you stop that?
Here's what you do. Well, of course, you first build a barrier on that border that makes it more difficult to cross. Then, and simultaneously, really, not then and meaning the next thing you do, but simultaneously, you have to go after employers. You have to break the magnet. Employers,
but Republicans don't like to do that. You know that.
That's exactly right.
Democrats look out for ethnic groups. Republicans look out for businessmen.
Democrats look out for votes.
And you have an interesting combination there that nothing gets done, right?
Democrats look out for votes. Ethnic groups, don't give me that. Democrats are looking for votes.
All right.
They want the votes.
That's your way of putting it. Well, let me put it my way, but you can put it your way.
Am I being, in any way, am I being untruthful about saying that one of the reasons why Democrats want to keep those borders open is because they see the folks coming as potential voters for the Democratic Party.
And the unions see them as members, probably.
That's exactly right. And the Republicans see them as cheap laborers. That's why we have not been able to do anything about this. But Americans are getting sick and tired of it. And I'm telling you, somebody's going to have to do something, and it's probably going to have to be the President of the United States, because I don't know if this group up here has got the guts to actually address this forthrightly.
I saw an ad in the Washington Post yesterday, I think it was, that had an African-American guy, about a middle-aged guy, saying that illegal immigration hurts African-American business or opportunities to get jobs. Is that, who's pushing that campaign? Is that a true case? Is that historically the case?
I don't know who's pushing it. All I can tell you is it's absolutely accurate that African-Americans... I saw a great story in, I believe it's not, it was the Wall Street Journal a while back. You may have seen it. A chicken processing plant in Georgia. It's hiring all illegal aliens. ICE comes in, raids the place. About 90% of their employees are gone. They're thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? They figured they were going to be out of business, but they weren't. They went into the community next to the plant. They went to the they were able to hire enough people to keep that plant open and going. You know who they hired?
Americans.
African Americans, black Americans, who had been unemployed for years. Here's what they had to do, Chris. They had to go from $7 to $9 an hour. Oh my gosh. They had to actually provide transportation from the community to the factory because a lot of these folks didn't have cars.
Congressman, you make a good case. I'll be watching to see you make as good a case Thursday night when there's some people. There'll be people disagreeing with you, not me. I'm letting you talk here, but you're going to have some fight on Thursday night, sir. And I look forward to seeing you at the Reagan Library.
Sounds great, buddy.
Tom Tancredo of Colorado, U.S. Congressman. We'll be right back.